Okay, Dave, so Bernie Sanders says he's going all the way, but really, do you think he will hang in there all the way to the convention? Or does it come a point where Bernie Sanders goes from being the lovable guy in the race, you know, that the Democrats love, who's had some wonderful ideas and, you know, a big influence, to being the guy who's causing problems for the eventual nominee?
Look, I think the love for Bernie Sanders isn't going to go away. This guy is tapping into a nerve, and people are frustrated. And I think, you know, his income inequality, his take on Wall Street, take on the establishment message has really resonated. And I think if you look at his fundraising, he's going to be able to have the resources to go on all the way until the California primary, I believe June 7th. Now, in terms of the delegate narrative, though, that's a whole different story, right? I mean, I think he's 300 delegates behind just in state allocated delegates. That's not even counting super delegates. She's up over 400 delegates on that front. And I think she's got 2/3 of the delegates that she needs to get to the 2,383 threshold to secure the nomination. So she's going to get there. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think he's going away. He has a message, and he's trying to anchor her to the left and pull her all the way up into the convention so that that narrative is part of the convention moving forward.
And it's hard for, it's hard for the Clinton campaign to argue Sanders to pull out, considering 2008 she stayed in.
That's right. Yeah, Bernie Sanders' opponent right now is not Hillary Clinton. It's math.
Right.
I mean, and the math is getting very hard to beat.
Are we seeing what the campaign's going to look like? Hillary Clinton talking about, you know, Donald Trump being an embarrassment and a divider. Donald Trump firing back with Hillary Clinton barking.
Yeah, we're getting a sneak preview of a general election, and honestly, if you're Donald Trump, you want to have a fight right now with Hillary Clinton because Donald Trump's base is loving it, solidifying his support, and making Donald Trump look like the nominee in much of the Republican Party, as much as many may be divided on whether it's Cruz or Kasich. They all are united in the sense that they want Hillary Clinton to be beaten, so they love seeing this back and forth.
I think the challenge for Donald Trump is he's got to figure out a way to sort of run up the score with the George Bush coalition that was the last president that was elected in the U.S. The reality is Donald Trump has been so divisive. He's turned on women, he's turned on Muslims, African Americans, Latinos, and he's created all these barriers and these enemies that, unfortunately, when it comes to building a coalition for a general election and appealing to those purple state, you know, Ohio, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Florida voters, he's not going to be able to break through in those states, and that is going to bode tremendously well for Hillary.
Here's what Donald Trump has to do right now to coalesce the base. He has to take the fight to Hillary and make it all about Hillary and not about Donald Trump.
Right.
He can do that.
Can he do that, though?
Well, I don't know. And sometimes he can't resist but talking about how great he is.
Right. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier, obviously, for Hillary to move to the center than it is for Donald Trump to move to the center, right?
It is, although she's gotten polled decently by Bernie Sanders on issues of income inequality and tax rates. No, she'll be easier than Donald Trump. Donald Trump's going to have to take more than 10 feet off his wall to come back to the center.
Right.
Last word?
Well, you know, look, she's definitely been pulled to the left, but I think on a couple issues, it's been a good thing. Like on trade, that's something that Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders have hit on, and I think that's something that resonates with sort of moderate independent voters, and I think that's going to translate well for her in the general election.
Here's the thing Hillary's going to have to do. Watching these, she talks by soundbite, and she looks so rehearsed. She's going to have to figure out how to break that script, to be honest, going into the general.
Yeah, exactly. She needs to be authentic, which has been the word of this campaign.
That's right.
Dave, John, thanks very much for coming. I appreciate it. Well,